You are.
Go ahead, it's your show. Start talking.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. All right, hello everybody. Katie here from Henderson, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas, and I'm here with Vikki, aka Victoria, aka LV Pink Panther. I think I said it all correctly, yes? AKA my girlfriend, and the reason that I'm living here now instead of Oregon. And so we got a lot of requests to do a co-haul because I was talking on Facebook about how we had gone out for my first big like official haul day here in the Vegas area, and we got a ton of stuff, and so everybody was asking to actually see what we got, since all I was showing was like a bunch of plastic bags filled with stuff. So we're gonna do a portion of the things that we got. I bought like there's something like 54 items, and I think, how many did you get?
I think 79.
Yeah, so we're not gonna do a haul of over 100 items because that would take 10,000 years. So we both just picked like around 10 things that we thought would be interesting to talk about and share, and we're just gonna kind of go back and forth and do maybe a couple at a time each, and say like what we paid for it and what we're hoping that we can sell it for. I actually have listed most of the stuff I'm gonna share because we bought this stuff last weekend, and it's now getting towards the end of the week. This will probably go up on Friday. It's Thursday night right now, I think.
Still Thursday.
Still Thursday. So anyway, so this time I actually have a little more information about like how much I'm selling things for, whereas last time apparently too many times I did say I'll have to look that up later, and I guess that's not the best way of sharing information. So this time I have a little bit more that I can tell you about the items that I got. So do you want to say anything before we start?
Nope. This is your gig.
This is my gig.
I'm just the sidekick tonight.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so I'm gonna start, and let's see, the first thing that I got, and I have my little notes right here so that I actually remember like where I got stuff and whatnot. Whatever, she's too cool for school. Anyway, this is, so I actually sell quite a few like vintage cardigan sweaters. They're super popular. I've talked about them before, I think in previous hauls. And like the Arnold Palmer ones are really popular. This one is an Izod, is it Lacoste or Lacoste? Lacoste? Lacoste. She says that like I should know that. Rude. Anyway, this is an Izod Lacoste vintage. Got the little alligator on the chest there. It's a nice like kind of mustardy brown gross color, which I think people like because they're weird.
Very hipster.
Very hipster. I could see somebody wearing this in Portland. Anyway, this one I actually haven't listed yet, although by the time this video goes up, I may have listed it. I'll probably be listing it tomorrow. I bought this at Savers, which in Oregon is called Value Village. Here it's called Savers. And I got it for about $5. We had 20% off coupons because we donated some stuff, and I'm hoping to sell it for somewhere around 60 to maybe 80. There's a lot of comps that are around like $50. I usually try to sell things for a little bit more, but I think that's what I'll be able to do. And then I got a bunch of Polo, Ralph Lauren, Polo shirts. And generally, these are like everywhere. I don't usually like buy Polo, Ralph Lauren stuff because as far as like the Polo shirts, because there's a lot of them out there, so they don't necessarily sell for a lot. But these particular ones, I like the stripes. I think that they're a little nicer looking. They're the Polo Golf brand. This is one that's like Pro Fit, and these ones are actually all Bellagio, the hotel and casino here in Vegas. So I think they look cool. I think they're a little bit nicer quality. I'm hoping that because they have the Bellagio thing on it, maybe they'll sell for a little bit more. So I'm hoping to get like around 40 bucks for each of these. We got them at Goodwill. They were having like their 50% off sale off of everything, which they do not do in Oregon. I was pretty excited about that. And so I paid $5 a piece for these. I'm hoping I can get maybe close to 40. I think that would be awesome. I might be like overshooting that, but I did get a bunch of these. Yeah, they're cool colors. They're interesting. And I even had, I was gonna share, I found a Polo Ralph Lauren vintage rugby shirt, which is like the long sleeve polo. It's got like the padded elbows. But I already sold that. I was gonna share it in the video, and I already sold it for $40 plus $6.95 shipping. So there you go.
Listed and sold in days.
Exactly. I think it was like one day. All right, go ahead.
All right, so we buy a lot of different things. I tend to buy a lot of the same stuff that she does, so we have to like source separately when I want to buy men's stuff because she kind of has the men's department down.
I run really fast and I like kind of push her away.
I get elbowed a lot.
That's true.
She trips me down the aisles. It's not pretty. There's abuse, definite abuse. So anyway, so I stuck to the women's department, departments in the stores that we went to. So this is one thing I picked up. It's a Trina Turk handbag. It's a really cool wristlet with a gold bangle bracelet type thing. I paid $4.99 for this. I'm gonna list it. It's new, like unused new. It just still has like some paper wrapping around the interior. But it's got a couple little dents on the front, so I don't know that it's 100% new, but I think it's really cool. I think it definitely caters to the rockabilly pinup crowd, which I love. That's kind of my thing. But I'm gonna list it for about 75 bucks. I paid around $5 for it. That's one thing. And then, sorry, through it.
That was aggressive.
It was very aggressive. I was thinking about you tripping me. So something else I picked up, I don't always go for the handbags, but I do go for the higher end handbags. So this is in a couple of different Savers stores. I didn't pay more than $5 for any of these bags, but I have not one, cute little star one, a nice little leather crossbody, fold over one, a really big tote, which is like, still has plastic wrapped around it too. So this is like a new without tags. So all three of these are the SAK, S-A-K. So it's a pretty medium end, not necessarily high end. It's not like a, you know, Kate Spade high end. But I'm gonna sell each of these, like this little one I'll probably sell for 40. This one I'll probably list for 75. This one I'll list for 40 to 50, the leather. I didn't pay more than $5 for any of them. So I do like nicer handbags. I don't carry them myself, I'm too cheap. I'm all Charming Charlies and really cheap stuff, I don't care. This is also the SAK. This is a little bit of a nicer, this is their higher end leather collection. This one I'll probably sell for about 40 or 50 as well. So that's it for the handbags for me.
My purse is my pockets.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the best part about doing like the co-haul is that you're not going to see any of that kind of stuff in the hauls that I get. So it gives us like a little bit of variety because I know nothing about purses. The closest thing I come to bags is we did go, was it a Savers or I think it was Goodwill, and it was like I didn't find anything good there except for like at the last second I found a JanSport made in the US vintage backpack, the kind that had like the leather on the bottom, and I already sold that for like 50 bucks. And I also found that leather jacket, is like a motorcycle jacket that I paid I think like $25 for, and I just sold it for 150. So all right, so my next thing I have is this Polo Sport Ralph Lauren down vest. This is vintage 90s. These are super popular. This one, it's a smaller size. It's only a medium and it also fits kind of small. But I'm hoping, let's see, first of all, I got it for, I paid about $7.50 at Goodwill, and I already have two watchers on it, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to sell it for around like 60 bucks plus shipping. I do charge shipping on anything that's over a pound, so, and this will fit in a padded flat rate envelope, so I charge $6.75 for shipping on this. So that's what I'm hoping to get for this. And you know, this is one of my favorite things to pick up is this Polo Sport. It's really popular. And then the next thing I got, so we went, you know, I'm just starting out here sourcing in the Vegas area. So like I did a bunch of research, tried to figure out like the stores I wanted to hit. And I found this one that sounded really cool. I think it was called, is it Dog Junkies?
Dog Junkies.
Dog Junkies.
Junkie dogs or?
I don't know. I kept trying, I was like Junkies for dogs. I'm like, that sounds really weird, but I think it's Dog Junkies. And it's like a thrift store that the money is raised for, I think it's for like a dog rescue or something like that. So I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. And I'd looked at pictures online and it looked like they had some cool stuff. So I was excited to check it out.
And they did.
Yeah.
They did.
And Vikki hadn't been there before. So I was like, oh, maybe this will be like a really awesome place to go source. And first of all, they had tons of really good stuff. However, it was all priced higher than I think that I would even price stuff for. So definitely no room to buy stuff and then sell it. Like they had like vintage NASCAR racing jackets, but they were priced at over $100 already. And like, I'm not entirely sure you could even get that much selling them on eBay. So, but they did have
some good stuff. I mean, they were selling like Coogee jeans, like the made in China ones, not the Australia ones. The made in China Coogee jeans, they were selling for $50 a pair. That's you can't even get 30 for them.
Yeah, so it's like if the prices had been good, like, you know, there's probably like a good 10 items there that I would have been like really happy to get. But again, like none of the prices were even close except for this single item. And actually Vicki's the one who found this. And this is a vintage satin bomber jacket. So in general, I like these, but this particular one, it's an Air Force one. So it says it's got the nice big sewn stitched Air Force on the back. It's for the U.S. Air Force, Nellis Air Force Base, which is the one that's here in Vegas. So I picked this up because it is vintage, and it was priced at $20, and they were having 50% off on all their clothing. So $10, you know, I would buy this for $10 anywhere. So I went ahead and got this. So I don't expect that we'll ever like purposely go back there, but there was like a Savers down the street. So it's kind of one of those places like I'll pop in every now and then just to see if they have something. But it's definitely not like a destination to go to. And it's still cool that they, you know, they're supporting like a good cause and everything. So that's cool, but definitely not a place to source to resell. All right.
Ooh, it's me now.
Yep.
Okay, so I have to stand up for this one, excuse me. So this is something I picked up at Goodwill on the 50% off day. Now, everybody kind of shies away from the super heavy, bulky, hard to ship crap.
Like me, I refuse to do it.
I don't. So this is a Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville blender. It does shredded ice and all that kind of stuff and makes the frozen blending drinks. So there's a lot of different models of these, but this particular one I paid $20 for, tested it in the store, made sure that the motor worked, took it home, cleaned it up. It was actually really clean to begin with. There were just a couple of little things I needed to do. I'm gonna list it for $150 plus shipping, and it should sell for that all day long. Now, what I want you to do is keep an eye out for the Margaritaville blender stuff in general. It all sells really well. There's specifically one that has like 3 different blender containers on it, so you can make like 3 different flavors of mixed drinks or something. It's pretty cool. It's huge. I don't know, you'd have to have a really big countertop, but it sells consistently for over $400. So if you ever see anything like that in a thrift store, buy it. I don't even care if you have to piece it out. If it doesn't work, buy it, piece it out. $400. They're not gonna sell it for that in a store. So I paid $20. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to ship it, but I'm gonna sell it for $150 plus shipping and hope somebody on the West Coast buys it, because shipping anywhere else is gonna be ridiculous, because I mean, it's gonna be calculated shipping and it's heavy as hell. So,
okay, so somebody buys it, how do you ship it?
How do I, very carefully. No, it's gonna be double boxed. I'm going to take apart the pieces that can snap off or break apart and wrap those all up separately. I'm gonna be wrapping it in a lot of bubble and packing peanuts. Double box, definitely. I'll find some styrofoam pieces to maybe wedge so that you don't have a lot of gaps. You just want to make sure that you don't have, you don't want to hear anything shaking or rattling when you put it in the box. You definitely want to double box it. It is heavy. I would probably even box the pitcher, which is glass. I'll probably even box that separately because it's really heavy and it's glass. So I don't know, I'll figure it out.
See, I refuse to buy anything that's going to be a pain in the ass to ship because I'm like,
just charge the money for shipping.
It's like, for me, it's about like, I don't want to be hating anything that I'm doing in my work at this point in my life, and hard goods make me hate my life.
Makes me money. I don't hate anything that makes me money.
I hate it because I can find other stuff. But
$120 profit.
The only problem is that now she forces me to help her box some of this stuff up, so it's kind of like
one time
so far.
One time she has helped me.
We'll see. I will report back. I will report back when this sells,
because I legitimately could not hold the box and the item and get it in the box at the same time, so I needed an extra set of hands.
I'm just saying. I've been sucked into it.
I would have had to wait for Dana, who is my assistant. I would have had to wait for my assistant to come and help me, but you are right here to help. So
yeah. I'm a very helpful person.
Shut it.
I just bitch about it a lot. Okay.
Totally. All right, so I have something else? Okay. So This was a Savers find. I've actually found quite a few of these things. So for whatever reason, somebody dumped off their entire collection of this product at Savers. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Muffy Vanderbeer. It's the North American Bear Company. It's this little bear that has all these bazillion different outfits and sets and toys and themes going on. It's a bear, and then there's a couple of different bears, Muffy, Buffy, Fluffy, I don't know. Anyway, everything that was there was new in the box. So I picked up about 10 or 12 of these things. This particular collection is the Blue Pagoda. So Muffy or Buffy or whatever the heck her name is does some type of Chinese tea set. So anyway, this was $4.99. I'm gonna sell it for about 75 bucks. It's discontinued. All of these are from the early to mid 90s, even though they still make this collection. These particular ones are out of print or out of circulation or what have you. And some things are more rare than others, but I got them all listed today already.
Nice.
And I think I bought 10 or 12 different items for $50 total, and they're listed for about $400 or $500 total for everything. So if you see things like this, I don't, you know, Muffy, the Muffy collection. Muffy, I don't know, whatever. It's cute. It's really cute stuff. It is really cute.
And this one, it's actually the Blue Pagoda, all the tea in China tea set. And fun fact, the Chinese New Year is coming up. I think it's February 16th or the 17th. So if you have anything like Chinese themed, I would think that now would be the time to have it listed.
You think?
I think so.
All right, well, it's listed. Anybody into Chinese New Year and Muffy, Buffy, whatever, bear. Vanderbeer, she's very pretentious.
Oh, yes. I don't know.
Your turn.
All right, so the next thing I have, this is kind of an interesting one. I found this at Savers, and it was around $12. And this is a new with tags. It's like a Storm Tech down jacket. Now I grabbed this, it was in the men's section. I did figure out, like, I noticed after I got it home that it's actually a women's jacket. But it's new with tags. It's a down jacket. It's got the hood with the faux fur. The hood's like removable. It has embroidered on it. It's Mako, I don't know what that company is called. Mako Bowl. So now it's called the Las Vegas Bowl, but it used to be called the Mako Bowl for like a couple of years because they were like the sponsors of it. But it's just like a football thing. I think it's like
I think that's a tool company.
It's like, yeah, it's a tool company. They were sponsoring this event. It's a yearly event. Now it's just called the Las Vegas Bowl. I think it might be college football. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, so this was clearly a jacket for that event for whoever. I'm a little disappointed that it's women's because it's like this football theme thing. I mean, to be honest, it's probably not going to sell for as much for a women's jacket as it would for a men's necessarily. But I'm hoping it's a nice down jacket. See, I have it listed, and I'm hoping I get at least $60 plus shipping. It's a nice jacket. I tend to like to find things when I find things that are like event related because I don't know, I just like kind of unique stuff like that. But it's still a good find for 12 bucks.
It's a nice jacket.
Yeah, it's a really nice jacket.
Not my style, but it's a nice jacket.
It's wintertime right now in most places.
Cold everywhere but here.
Well, I mean, you do whine about it being cold a lot when it's like 45 degrees.
Well, my blood has thinned.
Sorry, East Coast.
Yeah. Sorry, my Rhode Island peeps. I'm from Rhode Island. They're
like really being frozen right now.
They're in a blizzard. It's tough.
All right. It is colder than I thought it was going to be here. One of the things I had to do last week is we had to go find me, like the day before Christmas or 2 days before Christmas, we had to go find me a winter jacket because apparently I thought it was just going to be sunshiny all the time here, which it is, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's warm at night. It gets real cold. It does get down in the 30s.
The high desert. This is not Phoenix.
Yeah, it does get kind of chilly. So I did find myself a nice jacket at Burlington. Okay, so the next thing I have is this jacket. Now I paid $5 at Savers. And okay, so here's the deal. This is an Xbox jacket. It has on one sleeve, it says Xbox One. On the other sleeve, it says Crytek. And on the back, it says Rise. So when I bought this, you know, I was paying $5, so I didn't really know anything about anything, but I saw that it was Xbox. Another thing I saw is that the brand is North End. Now, North End is one of those brands that a lot of times companies will have jackets made for like employees.
Like a Port Authority kind of
Yeah, like a
thing.
Port Authority or something like that. So I knew that this wasn't going to be like an Xbox branded jacket that was sold to the public because of that. So I went ahead and got it because there's different people out there who are collectors. And then once I did my research on it, Rise is a game that was like, I think it was introduced like when the Xbox One, it was like one of the introductory titles when Xbox One was released. So this was most likely either a promotional jacket or it was like worn by employees like at the time that this was coming out. So for something like this, I'll pick something like this up for a good price because you know, most likely there's gonna be somebody out there who's a fan of the game or a fan of Xbox or whatever that's gonna wanna buy it. And so like I said, I paid $5 for it. I actually already have a watcher on it. I'm hoping I can sell it for around $50 plus shipping. Again, this is over £1, so I should get shipping for it as well. So that's where I'm at with that.
All right.
Back to you.
Back to me. Okay, so I bought some shoes. I buy shoes, men's, women's, whatever. These I bought just because I'm an 80s child, and these are from the 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
Nice.
Reebok High-Tops with the double Velcro at the top, or hook and loop closure for your listing purposes. Anyway, so they're black on black, which I'm pretty sure I had this exact pair in junior high, and I used to wear them with scrunched down socks, like 2 different colors. In any case, I paid $8.99, I believe, for these, and I'm gonna list them for about $75, and I think I'll get that because
They're in pretty good condition.
they're actually in really good shape. They're really clean on the bottom. They're clean everywhere else. They're not scuffed. I'm kind of loving them.
Yeah.
So the other way I can tell that these are older Reeboks, other than the fact that I know because I wore these back when they were new, because I'm old, is that they don't have, on the inner tongue of this sneaker, they don't have the little thing with the UPC code that it's sewn in that the newer Reebok sneakers have, or anything basically 2000 and forward has. So those are pretty cool. Another pair of shoes that I picked up are these Johnston & Murphy. Johnston & Murphy is a high-end men's dress shoe company. And these are in really, really nice condition. They're just like a navy blue loafer with like a driving shoe with a woven, I don't know, design on them. They're leather, they're in great shape. I'm gonna list these for $75. They are a little bit small for men's, they're an 8.5, but because they're that small, I think they're actually gonna be a little bit more desirable because it's not the most popular size. So every time I've had smaller sizes, they've sold well. They've actually sold for more than the common sizes because there's just not as many out there. And also navy blue is a kind of difficult color to find, both for men and women. If you're a woman that's ever tried to find a nice pair of navy blue shoes, you know what I'm talking about. So these I paid, I think, $12 for. So, and I'm gonna sell these for probably about between 60 and 75 bucks.
Nice. Okay, so my next one is this jacket, and the brand on this jacket, like I was saying earlier about, you know, looking at the types of brands to kind of get an idea of what a certain item is. This one is Tri-Mountain. That's another one of those brands that companies use for their company branded clothing. And so this particular one says L&L Broadcasting, live and local radio. I've never heard of that company before, but if it's a good price, I will get something like this. Because there are people who are in the business who might know about it. You know, I paid like $6 for this at Savers, so it just seemed like an interesting item. It's actually a really nice jacket. Plus, it doesn't have tags, but like that purse that Vikki showed earlier, if you see like the zipper pulls in the pockets, they still have tissue wrapped around them. So that tells me that this has never been worn before. It's brand new. So I went ahead and got this. Again, I paid $6 for it. I'm hoping to get like at least $30 plus shipping. And I already have a watcher on this. Like, it hasn't been viewed a bunch of times, but I have somebody watching it, and he's actually emailed me a couple times. And because like he only has internet at the library, and he's like, he wrote me like this really long email telling me he's really interested in this jacket. He's gonna make an offer on it soon, and he doesn't plan to wear it because he collects these kinds of jackets. And he was like asking me questions about like, because I figured out that this little dog thing is actually alpha media company, and they're like another conglomerate or radio. They're actually out of Portland, Oregon, which is crazy because I'm from Oregon. But anyway, but he's exactly who I was thinking of when I bought this. He's just some dude who collects these kinds of jackets, and he wants to buy this one. So it works out. All right, I think, is that my 2? I'm trying to remember if...
I think that was 1.
That was 1? Okay. The camera like stopped in the middle, so I'm like confused about where I'm at. All right, I just have like 2 more things, so I'll do this one, and then...
I have 3 more things.
You got a couple of things? So the next thing I got was this, and this is already listed too. This is a Nike track jacket, La Roja, which is, I believe it's Spain's national football team, otherwise known as soccer team. It says in the back, España. And so this is a really nice jacket. I paid, let's see, what did I pay? About $7.50 at Goodwill, because I think it was like $14.99, and it was a 50% off day.
This is a really nice heavy quality one
Yeah.
too. It's not like cheap, cheesy.
Yeah, it's really nice. There are a lot of them out there, so I'm hoping I get like about $40 plus shipping. It's not like that Adidas one that I had in my last haul, or that I had in my first haul I did, and then talked about what I sold it for, $150. I'm not gonna get that much for this one. I feel like a lot of the Adidas ones tend to go for more. That one had like a ton of embroidery on it. It was a really nice jacket. But I think I can get $40 plus, you know, $7 shipping. So that's that one.
Okay.
On to you.
All right. So when we were at Savers, they happened to have 50% off jackets the day that we were there. So one of the things I really like to buy is vintage clothing in general. And in this case, I ended up buying 2 vintage jackets. So it was like pretty good deal. So this was 50% off of $14.99. And it's 1950s, maybe early 60s. It is a really nice wool dress coat with a real mink collar. So it's kind of like a swing coat. It's nice quality, nice condition.
Whoa.
It's nicely lined.
Very nice, very nice.
Fancy, very fancy. It's got a dead animal on it. It smells lovely.
Don't let anyone from PETA see you.
I know. Don't pour any paint on me. The animal died 75 years ago. Let it be dead. Let somebody wear it. Anyway, so I'm gonna list this for $100. I paid $7.50 for it. I'll list it for $100 plus shipping. There's a couple little condition issues on the mink collar. It's a little bit dry around some of the corners, but it is a removable mink collar. And if anybody's used to selling this type of thing, you can find clip-on and attachable mink collars all over the place for vintage. And that's probably what somebody would do, is take it off and put a different one on. Or they can repair it. It's really not too bad. So there's that. And I have one other vintage coat that is 60s, made in the USA. This one I paid $7.50 for as well. This is just a basic blue wool woman's dress coat.
Very nice.
Very preppy style, very mod. So this is like probably $75. I'll probably list it for like $80. And last, I picked up yet another. If you know me, you've seen some of me talk about some of these things before. This is a beater lack wool blanket, vintage beater lack blanket. You've heard me talk about the beater lack blankets, the San Marcos blanket. San Marcos sells a little bit better than beater lack, but beater lack sells consistently. They're just these really nice acrylic, heavy, well wearable. They're just, some of them are really ugly. They have like the pictures of the big lions on them and the wolves, and you just think super tacky 80s on some loser guy's bed in his mom's basement. Yeah, those kind of blankets, they sell. Buy them. Because some guy somewhere still wants that on his bed in his mom's basement, I'm telling you.
Sounds like the t-shirts I buy.
Yes, people buy them. I don't know who buys them, but they do. And they sell consistently for like upwards of $60. This one does not have anything special on it. It's just kind of like a color block, different shades of, various shades of brown. So I'm probably only gonna list this for about $40 or $50, but I only paid about 20% off of $8.99. So
Maths.
yeah, so that's it. That's
All
all I
right.
got.
Awesome. I only have one more thing. So first of all, when we went to Goodwill, one thing I've noticed in the Vegas area is the Goodwills here like have almost no jackets. It's really weird. It's like they have like, you know, and I'm like, well, I guess maybe in Vegas nobody wears jackets because it's really hot here all the time. So it's like the few Goodwills I had gone to, it's like their section of jackets was like maybe 3 or 4 jackets. Luckily, we finally went to Savers, and Savers has like an entire row of jackets. So there's, you know, jackets are like one of the #1 things I like to buy. When we did go for the Goodwill sale, the 50% off sale, the first one we went to, luckily it seems to be the only Goodwill in Vegas that does have like a decent jacket section. I found 2 different vintage starter jackets. One of them I think was White Sox, and the other one was the Cubs. And they were really nice jackets. They were a little bit dirty, and since I've been here in Vegas, Vicki's really turned me on to like actually taking stuff to the dry cleaner, which I never did back home.
Because it's cheap.
It's like really cheap
dry cleaner here.
So so they are actually at the dry cleaner, so I can't show you those jackets. But instead, I'm going to show you a jacket. It was one of the last things I got when I was in Oregon, and this actually went to the dry cleaner too. And I'm so glad it did. It cost like $1.95. And it's this really nice vintage satin bomber jacket. It's actually insulated, so it's kind of almost like a puffy jacket. Paid $1.95 to get it cleaned, and they did a great job, and it looks beautiful. And so this one is a United States Army. It's got a United States Army retired patch on the shoulder. And then the back, this is my favorite part, USA in giant felt sewn letters on the back. It looks awesome. I'm really excited about this. Obviously it's vintage, made in the USA. I'm excited about how great it came out of the dry cleaners.
It looks brand new.
Yeah, it looks great. And so I just got this listed yesterday. I actually have it, let's see, did I put it on here? Which one is this? This is the Army one. So for the Army one, I believe I paid about $10 at Value Village, which is the same thing as Savers here. I'm hoping I can get around $100 plus shipping. It might take a little while. It might just take a little bit of time for the right person to come along and find it, but I'm cool with like letting stuff sit for a little while. I don't necessarily need to sell stuff through like immediately, but I love this kind of stuff. And again, I'm super excited about the giant USA. So I'm showing you guys that one just because I couldn't show you my other really cool jackets I got. So that's it. That's our little...
That's it. Kind of mini haul.
Sort of mini, not mini. I think we've kind of...
Midi haul?
What?
Midi? Like
middle? Mini?
Not mini. Midi.
Midi?
M-I-D-I.
Midi haul? Isn't a midi like some sort of musical thing? I've been here for a couple weeks and she's already irritated. So I think it's love. Anyway, so... So the last thing that I need to do, or not the last thing, but I guess the next thing, and I should have done it forever ago, is I need to put up a video showing the final kind of layout of our whole inventory storage setup out in the garage. Obviously I did a previous video that showed how we were getting it set up to get ready for all of my stuff to come in. And so sometime in the next few days, I promise I will make sure that I get that video up where I show you guys like how we finally got everything to fit. At first we thought it wasn't gonna happen. We had to do some creative things to figure out how we were gonna make everything fit, and we were finally able to do it. We actually have a pretty good system up right now.
It looks really good.
Yeah, and there's room for like a little bit of growth. We have room for us to grow a tiny bit before we're gonna have to start thinking about potentially some out-of-house storage solutions. But for now, I think we're good for the next maybe like 6 months or so if we wanna grow a little bit. But I think it turned out really well. It's functional. We've been able to, it's been a little over a week now that we've kind of had everything like in place where we want it to be, and it definitely works. So it's just like there's not really a whole lot of like extra room for stuff. So anyway, so I will be putting a video of that out sometime within the next, let's say 5 days. I'll make Vicki hold me to it. Which she'll do, she's good at that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys like these co-hauls, maybe we'll do them more often, because obviously we're going to be sourcing regularly together. Makes it a little bit fun to have some more variety in the types of stuff that we're sharing with you guys. And we will see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.